It is such a privilege to be able to share the platform with Pastor Levi today. It is such an honor. And who's thankful for Pastor Levi and Miss Jenny? How much are a blessing are they to us? And I just want to tell you guys are a blessing too. So thankful for you guys, and you guys are such a blessing. But let's go ahead and let's hop right into our message, Power of the Posse. Now, you guys know as well as I do, you can find community, meet people, and build relationships almost anywhere. That could be, it might be something like a book club, or a yoga class, or your gym, or CrossFit. Maybe it's at your school, or maybe it's at your workplace. You can meet people maybe at a pub, or one of the local breweries or distillery. You can meet people, you can build relationships, and find community almost anywhere. But what I want to talk about today is 5 reasons you need to build relationships specifically here at Fresh Like You, here in church. So if you're taking notes, if you're a note taker, here's your first note. It's because you'll need to meet who you need to meet. Now, the first time that I discovered the power of a posse, I was 15 years old, and I figured out how to get a free Uber ride. You see, I found out that if you borrow someone's car that's not yours, the police department will give you a free ride to jail. And that's what happened. You see, when I was 15, I hanged out with people who, did drugs, drank, encouraged sex, encouraged breaking into vehicles, and I was probably one of the people who encouraged it too. And guess what we did? We drank, we did drugs, we had sex, and then we stole things. And that ended up in my free ride in the back of a police car. You see, I didn't have the right posse. And what we want to do is, how do you know who the right posse is? Well, let me encourage you guys with something. Who you do life with is going to determine who you become. And you guys know the saying, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And who you do life with is the most determining factor of who you will be. So who are the right people? Who are the people that we need to build community with? Super easy answer. You need to build relationships with people who encourage your relationship with Jesus Christ. That's because your relationship with Jesus is the most important relationship in your life. It is the one relationship where everything works, where everything comes together. It's that relationship where you find satisfaction. It's in that relationship where you find hope. It's in that relationship where you find purpose. It's in that relationship where you find direction. It's in that relationship where all the rest of your relationships are going to work, is in your relationship with Jesus. And that's why we need people to encourage us in our relationship with Jesus. That's the power of the posse. And if you're a parent here, we don't just want people encouraging just our relationship with Jesus, but what a blessing it is when you have people who encourage your children's relationship with Jesus too. It is literally one of the biggest blessings to have friends who not only encourage the values you're trying to instill in your children, but also they're able to even help you encourage the ones that you're having a hard time instilling into them. I know for me and Kim, we've been blessed with a lot of great friends, but the Erickson family is one that really blesses us when it comes to our kids, to see them reinforcing those values, and again, like I mentioned, even helping the ones that we're having a hard time instilling ourselves. Now here's another benefit of building relationships in the church is this. You realize we're all equal at the cross. You see, you guys all remember junior high? Like junior high was not the biggest, funnest time of our lives. Like that's when we learned that society builds relationships on some pretty shallow things. If that's the music you listen to, or if that's the sports you play, or whatever it might be. You see, that's kind of how society does things. But with Jesus, He equals the playing field. We learn that with Jesus Christ, we're all equal at the cross. It doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter your path of life. Because of Jesus Christ, we're all the same. And I love when I see a business owner sitting next to a stay-at-home mom, worshiping together. I love seeing a cop worshiping next to someone who maybe just got out of jail and saying that, hey, it doesn't matter your background. With Jesus Christ, this is the place you're welcome at. This is the place you're accepted. And what a blessing we get to learn with that. So we have people who encourage our relationship with Jesus, our kids' relationship, because who you do life with determines who you're going to become. Our second point is this. You're going to need to hear what you need to hear. Now, God speaks to us through His message. We've all been there where it's like you feel like you're the only person in the room, and God's speaking directly to you. Well, God's not only going to speak through His Word, He's going to speak through the friendships in your life to speak to you too. If that's either in a small group, or if that's just doing life with people, or maybe on a team. You see, we need people to speak into our life because we all have blind spots. We have things that keep us back from from being the person that God has called us to be. And we need people to encourage us to become the person that God has created us to be. I had a friend once, we're talking, we're hanging out, and I just said something, and I didn't even realize it. He pulls me aside and said, hey, what you said, I saw your wife deflate a little bit. And I was like, man, I didn't even see that, because I had a blind spot that I didn't recognize and I didn't see. Because I had a good friend, he was able to point that out and show me where my blind spot was. And we all need people to tell us not what we need to hear or what we want to hear. We need people to tell us what we need to hear, to help us to point out those blind spots, to help to push us to become who we need to be. See, the Proverbs says it this way: as iron sharpens iron, so does a friend sharpen another. Proverbs 27:17, you see it on the screen. We sharpen each other, and not only to sharpen you, but you're going to be able to sharpen someone else. Here's another point if you're taking notes. We're also going to give what we need to give. You see, being poured into and not pouring out is not a good thing. That's not how God created it to be. We are created not to be spiritual consumers, but to be spiritual contributors. The Bible, we know this place called the Dead Sea. You guys have probably heard about it. The Dead Sea is really cool because it's the lowest elevation on the planet. It's also the deepest hypersaline lake at 1,000 feet deep. But that's not what it's famous for. It's famous because it's 9.6 times saltier than the ocean. So that's good for people like me who can't swim, because that means you cannot sink. You float the whole time. So I'm pretty positive that I will not drown in the Dead Sea, even though there's a possibility I might find a way of doing it. But the Dead Sea is so harsh that nothing can grow there, nothing can live there because of the saltiness. Now that's one of the reasons I hated going to church. Because the people there, if you're not pouring out, you become that. You become harsh and salty. You don't become suitable for growth to happen. And for me, Christians were the people who were always walking around look like they're sucking on lemons all day. They're just like, yeah. Always looking down at me, pointing their finger at me. I'm like, why do I want to be like you? I don't want to be like you. If that's what Jesus does to you, count me out. And that's why it's important for us to become the people that God's created us to pour out what's being poured into, is because as you pour out, it creates a freshness in your soul. It's a way that God has made us to be. And having the right posse, the power of the posse, is going to encourage you to give what you need to give. If you're taking notes, the fourth point is this: you develop the habits you need to develop. Now, we all know what habits are. It's the things you do without really thinking about them. And we have healthy habits and unhealthy habits. One of the things we need to do is to have people who encourage those healthy habits in our life. And that's what the power of the posse does. It encourages us to develop good habits. Like in our text, the pastor was mentioning, this church they didn't get to that weekly routine to get into church. They had an unhealthy habit of not getting to church. Now, in that day and age, that was an abnormal thing. That was not a normal thing. In our day and age, the pastor mentioned, it's a very normal thing. But when we make church a weekly routine of our lives, it's a healthy habit. And when you have the right people in your life, they're going to encourage that. They'll call you up, hey, I didn't see you today. Sure miss you. How's it going? Is everything okay? They're encouraging you to put those healthy habits into your life. And like any healthy habit, it's good for you. If it's eating right or exercising or your sleep habits, whatever your habit is, it's good for you. And this is one of those good habits. We're not talking about legalism. We're not talking about trying to earn God's favor. We're talking about the healthy habits in our life that encourages growth. And making church a weekly routine is one of those. And here's the sobering reality too. Why is it so important? Because you're going to go through a storm in life. You're either in a storm right now, you're leaving a storm, or you're about to head into a storm. And when that happens, you want the right people around you who are going to support you through the storms of life. So even when you go through the motions of church, you're like, I'm going to church. When that happens, it's actually like, because it's a healthy habit, it's actually going to create the support you need when you need it. And there's other healthy habits too, like reading your Bible, or dating your wife, or praying, or dating your kids, or maybe reading with your family, or even exercising, or running, or eating well. Having the power of the posse in your corner is going to help you to develop the habits you need to develop. And that brings us to our fifth point, is this: you need to become the person you were born to be. Now, there's two important days in your life: the day you were born and the day you discovered why. You see, God loves you. God loves you. God has made you for a purpose. God has a plan for your life. Satan has a horrible plan for your life. God has a wonderful plan for your life. God has given you gifts and talents. You're not a mistake. You're here for a reason. God is with you. God has called you. God's going to equip you. God's not going to leave you. God's not going to forsake you. God's going to be with you. And when you become a Christian, the Bible says God gives you a new name, meaning he's giving you a new identity. That means the person you were, you no longer are. You have a new name. And you need people in your life who are going to call you by that new name. Who's going to call out the person that God has called you to be. Say, you're better than that. You're better than this. You know, I know what God can do in you. I see gifts in you. I see talents that no one else sees. I see what God sees in you. People who put a crown on your head and let you grow into it before you're even there. But if you don't have the right people around you, you're not going to have the people calling out the right voices in you. So we need people to meet who we need to meet, to hear what we need to hear. We also need to give what we need to give and develop the habits we need to develop. But in this case, the last point is becoming who we're supposed to be. So guys, if we want to become like Jesus, that means we need to hang around people also who want to be like Jesus. Because who you surround yourself with is going to determine who you are going to become. And I just want to encourage you guys with this thought. This is one thing as your campus pastor. I want you guys to become everything that God's made you to be. I want every single person in this room right now to become the person that God has called you to be. I want you to see you reach your potential. I want to see the men in this house loving their wives, leading their wives. I want to see the wives in this house being that velvet steel, as we like to call it, seeing them growing to the woman that God has called them to be. I would love to see in this house families who are loving their kids, leading their kids. I mean, how awesome would it be to see a city of men who love their wives, wives who love their husbands, to see a city of parents who love their children, to see people, imagine going into the different coffee shops, seeing groups of people reading the Bible, serving their city. Imagine good employees who come early, work the whole time, and stay late. Imagine bosses who are fair and kind and generous. Imagine what kind of a city we would have if we all have that power of the posse pushing us to be the persons that God has called us to be. But that happens by building relationships in the church and having ourselves surrounded by the right people. So is that the kind of people you want to become? Yeah. Amen.